Welcome to King Print Design, where today we're going to discuss how to UV print onto a cutout from a laser or pre-purchased specialty cut item. I'm going to show you the way that I make a jig and how I print it to my bed to where I can fit the piece on the bed and make a good, efficient print, as well as making it easy to line up the part in that print. The one we're going to use today is I'm making a tag that will be fastened to an item that will be cut out in the shape of the state of Kentucky. So let's get started. Okay, here's our design. This is in Illustrator that I do a lot of my designing. As you can see, I already have my outline made in here. This was what I sent to my laser to have it cut out. This area, the color of course, will be what we are having printed to the bed. So first off, all I'll do is take this one, and I have them saved in layers over here. I will get rid of that layer. That is now my outline. That's the same file that was sent to the laser, which gave me my pre-cutout. I'll go up here to File. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to save it as a PDF, just because it's going to save my artboard in that manner. So once I've got my outline saved, I'm also going to do a clear layer because I'm printing the wood. So all I'll do is I'll click on my image, and I'm going to give it a color. That way it'll fill. I go to File, Save As, and I'll save that as a clear PDF file. Again, the reason I'm saving it as a PDF is strictly because it keeps everything the same size. My artboard will be the same size every time. If I use an EPS, it may change the location once I bring it into Rasterlink. So now that I've got both of them, I'll bring back my color file. I'll get rid of my outline. I'll go to Save As again, and I will save this one as my color PDF file. Again, as PDF. Alright, now I've got all those saved. I'll open up my Rasterlink. Of course, you go to your file, open, and I would go and I can narrow this down to all my PDFs. Here's my files. I would click the three, open them up, which I've already got them open to save a little time. I'm going to show you here, this is the outline print. I go ahead and I make a white base underneath it, but I'll go here and I will do the white plate. Okay guys, here's the file that we are going to be working with today. This red outline right here is my cut file that I sent to the laser. That is actually what the outline was cut out. The color file here is what we will be printing onto that file. So first things first, I go ahead and remove my color file. Since I've already got this, I will save it, Save As, and I will save it as a PDF. I'm going to zoom in. I want to save this one as my Kentucky tag outline PDF. The reason I do that is because the PDF allows me to save the artboard size. So because my outline will be just a varying difference of my color file, it will change the location of it and it won't print right. So I save my outline. That'll give me what I'm going to print as my jig to the bed later. So keep that in mind. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this solid Got to pick on my object. Now I'm gonna make it solid because I need a white underbase, and I also need a clear layer because I'm printing to wood. So now I'm gonna save this. Since I filled it in, I'm gonna save as, and that's gonna be my, I just titled it clear layer, but again, saving it as a PDF. Now once I've got that, I go over here and I bring in my color layer. I get rid of my other outline. So now my color layer is there. And I'm saving these in different layers. That allows me to be able to get rid of and bring back what I need as I need it. So now I would take this and save it again as a PDF. Save as, my color. So there's that file. So I've saved all my files. Now I'm going to go over to RasterLink. Alright, I've already brought them in, but you would go up here to File, Open, and I've got mine narrowed down to where only my PDFs will be found, and that's what it brings in. So get rid of that. Now then, let's see if I can get you over here where you can kind of see more of what I've got going on. So what I've done is I take my color file of just my outline. That's all this is. This file here is just the outline, the lasered cutout item. I'm going to make a white plate just for that one because I want to give it some raised up edge. That way I can easily locate once I print my jig. So I'm going to make my plate and I'm going to combine them. Then I'm going to go over here to my jig template. Now my jig template, I had one already pretty close. I had a 2 1/4 by 4 1/2. As you can see, it's not exactly perfect. My jig is actually a little bit bigger than my actual cutout, but for this purpose, it serves me well. I'm going to be able to get 30 on this one print bed. As you can see, I could probably squeeze in more than that, but 30 is going to get me where I need to go. I'm making 50 pieces of this item. So once I get a jig layout, what this is doing is it's showing me where I can lay it out. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to print it. I go in, I hit my print, and it sends to the printer. Okay, I'll show you what it does in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and show you this other. So I've got my color layer on the print, what we're going to put on the bed. I've got a white layer, and then I have a clear. This clear layer is just being put down to keep the inks from being absorbed into the wood. You have a lot of problems if you print straight to wood. Wood is so absorbent that it allows the inks to spread out and it just doesn't turn out looking well. So I like to put down 2 layers of clear, and I like to make mine glossy. So I would go over to my Q tab. So I go in here and I've got to pick my clear. That's my clear layer because it's on the bottom. That's how it's going to print. It's going to print clear first, white second, and color on top. I have to go here, 6x6. I've got to change my pass rate to a 10 pass, and I like 2 overprints. Then I go to here to the setup, and here's where I pick my glossy print. Now you can do a matte finish, but I like a glossy print. That way it does better in my opinion. And I'll go and I have to pick the same exact jig file. I'm putting this in the jig file. I'm going to pick the same one, 2 1/4 by 4 1/2. As you can see, that's how it's going to lay out. So, all right. So now we've made our plates, we made our files. I'm going to go to my color cutout and I've hit start. So from there, the printer has printed. I've already printed these. And this is what you're going to get. The outline printed to the bed. I've got a few laid in here already, sitting right inside the jig just like I want it to. This is exactly how it looks once it's printed. Now when I print my jig layer, I do 3 passes on my pass layover. That way it builds it up and it's got a little ledge that I can set that dude in. Man, it makes it perfect, easy to register, real quick, a little faster. Now, of course, if you're going to do multiples, hundreds, thousands of these, or time and time again, you want to make a more efficient jig. This, for what I'm doing, 50 of them, one time, this is going to get me what I need, exactly how I need it, and I don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to set up the bed real quick, and then I'll show you the print process as it goes through. All right, as you saw, I have my jig printed on the bed. Now I'm going to set up my prints. Set my pieces into their spots. All this is on the bed, poster board that we take and we cut to the size of the bed. Allows us to print our jig straight onto there without getting it on our bed and having to clean that off every day. There we go. I'm all set up. Everything's in. Hit remote. It goes up. It's going to locate. And it's going to go in. I'm going to send my files over and it'll print. So there you go.